Castillo! Oh, how about that?
Drills one in. What a shot by Mikel Arteta!
A shot from Pina. What a goal!
Away for Laney. Cahill, surely it's there. Leon Osman scores for Everton. Joe scores for Everton on his debut.
Oh, it's there, yes!
Louis Saha turns and gets an absolute cracker. It's scored by Tim Cahill. It's counted in and he scored. Leighton Baines. Still Gosling shoots and scores for Everton! Dan Gosling's broken the deadlock! Fellaini, Everton's record signing.
The 2007-2008 season was another excellent one for Everton, culminating in a second consecutive UEFA Cup qualification slot. David Moyes had proved once again that he was the man to push the club forward, and optimism was high as the summer of 2008 began. As always, there were a few goodbyes to say, and this time around it was a fond farewell to a couple of Merseyside derby heroes.
Back out to Lee Carsley!
Lee Carsley's contribution to recent Everton success cannot be understated, but the pull of his local area was too strong to resist, and he swapped Goodison for St Andrews when he moved to Birmingham City.
And here's Andy Johnson, real chance goal!
Andy Johnson was another who had put Liverpool to the sword, but he too wanted to return to his roots, and he headed back to the capital city in a big money move to Fulham. With every goodbye, there's usually a big hello to some new faces. But despite the constant rounds of wild speculation, the Everton chequebook remained closed. There was one new boy to welcome, though. The highly rated Steve Round joined the backroom team as assistant manager to David Moyes. The lack of instant incoming transfer activity at least gave some of the youngsters a taste of first-team involvement, and the likes of Jack Rodwell, Lucas Jutkiewicz, Dan Gosling, John Paul Kissock and Jose Baxter were all on the plane bound for Switzerland at the beginning of July. The first match of the pre-season campaign was in the picturesque setting of Sion, but it ended in a 1-0 defeat for the Toffees.
This is good play and a real opportunity. And the first goal of the afternoon for Didier Cretinon.
Back home, the next stop was an old stomping ground for David Moyes, Cambridge United. Though nothing more than a kick-about friendly, the 4-2 defeat triggered the first shoots of concern among the supporters that maybe the squad wasn't big enough.
Header towards goal and it's turned in. And it's Cambridge United 4, Everton 2.
3 days later, and David Moyes was again back on familiar territory when he took his threadbare troops to Preston North End. Alan Irvine welcomed his old pals, but Phil Jagielka scored the game's only goal.
It's a goal, and Everton take the lead. It's Phil Jagielka.
Just 2 months after leaving school, 16-year-old Jose Baxter was rubbing shoulders with international footballers as part of the Everton first-team squad. He arrived on the scene with bags of potential, and he showed why with a stunning goal in the next friendly at Nottingham Forest.
What a strike from the youngster. Jose Baxter on as a first-half substitute, and he has scored an absolute peach of a goal.
The morning after the Forest match, Everton jetted across the Atlantic Ocean for another tour of the USA. One game was lost, the other was won, but by and large it was another highly successful trip to the States.
I want the best for Everton. I don't want to let the players down. I've told them that there'll be more people coming to help them along the way, and I want to make sure that's done before anything else. That's more important to me just now.
We're really lucky at Everton that we've got a manager that wants to get into that top four as well, and we've got a history and a fan base that suggests that we are a massive club.
Got to semi-final in the League Cup and obviously went far in Europe, so we're looking to go one step further in each of the competitions.
We are always working hand in hand, working for one another and trying to fight together as well, even when things aren't going well for us. So that's something that is very special about this football club.
We can go home happy now. knowing that we've got a win under our belt and we played something like what we're used to.
The pre-season campaign was wrapped up at Goodison Park with a visit from the Dutch champions PSV Eindhoven. It ended all square, but there was bad news afterwards for David Moyes when it became apparent that Steven Pienaar had broken a toe and would miss the start of the Premier League season.
Salam Rabat, that is a terrific goal. First attack from PSV Eindhoven, and they've scored. Noorden Amrabat. Nice switch of play by Joseph Yobo. Appeals for a penalty, and I think it's been given. This to bring it level. 1-1. Coolly put away from Mikel Arteta. Pienaar's caught up with him. It's turned into trouble. Jagielka. He's in the trouble here with Steven Pienaar down. The numbers have depleted because of the departures of Carsley, Johnson. Manuel Fernandes, of course, not returning from his after his loan spell from Valencia. Gravison leaving as well. So the last thing they need is this.
First off for Everton, it was a visit from Paul Ince's Blackburn Rovers. Jack Rodwell made his first start for the club and Jose Baxter created history, but it was to be a last gasp heartbreaker on day one.
Jagielka couldn't get it under control, and Pedersen goes forward here. Plays the first time ball. This is Santa Cruz. Pedersen still trying to get it out of his boots, so to speak. Chance here. Dunn, still Dunn. Tries a curler. What a good goal that was by David Dunn. Well, there are some times when you've just got to take your hat off and say that was fantastic, and it was from David Dunn. Shapes to shoot, and the curler took it right the way past Tim Howard. Blackburn two-man wall back. Great effort, Mikel Arteta. Curled into the front post. No other word for it. That was brilliant. There's Osman. Yakubu flicks it forward. Good ball to Arteta. Yakubu racing to get back into the middle. Lifted up here. Chance for Yakubu, who scores! Well, he set it up and he finished it off. And he started this season where he finished last season. Lovely ball lifted into position, and Yakubu powered it into the goal. And it's Everton 2, Blackburn Rovers 1, and this is a much better second half by Everton. Chance here for Santa Cruz, the flag stayed down, and Santa Cruz slots it home. Well, within a minute of Everton scoring, the equaliser coming from Roque Santa Cruz, his second goal of the day. Neville making the run forward. Jagielka plays it in, Robinson comes and didn't get there. Oh, and that was an opportunity for the youngster to really make a name for himself. What a start that would have been to his Everton career. Flicked on. Oh, it's hit the post and it's going to be in. Oh, disaster for Everton right at the end. Andre Uya has scored for Blackburn Rovers right at the death in injury time. It was Uya who finished it off.
It's always frustrating to lose any game, whether it be at the death or whether it be early on. But we knew exactly what we would get today. We knew what sort of team we had out and where they are. So to get 2-1 in front, I thought, well, look, we've got quite experienced defenders. I'm expecting them now to go on and tighten the game up and see it out for us. But as you said, within about 30 seconds or so, it was 2 each.
A bitterly disappointing start, but there was a quick chance to put things right when David Moyes took his side to newly promoted West Bromwich Albion.
Arteta. Vaughan is on the right-hand side, spun in beautifully. This is Osman, and Osman scores for Everton. Leon Osman puts Everton in front. West Bromwich Albion 0, Everton 1. Didn't get it away, and at Premier League level and against players of the calibre of Leon Osman, you can't afford to do that. And Everton take the lead. Lescott. Straight up and under down the field. Yakubu chases and Carson hesitates. And Yakubu heads the ball into the goal. And Everton lead at West Bromwich Albion by 2-0. It was a simple punt downfield. It was just a clearance really by Julian Lescott. Hesitation from Carson. And in was Yakubu, used his strength and his know-how to brush aside the challenge and knock the ball into the goal. And Everton lead at West Bromwich Albion by 2-0. West Bromwich Albion with Morrison trying to work across. Now he gets support. Appeals for handball right in front of the referee, and Rob Stiles points to the spot. Phil Neville says no. Brunt knocks it inside, looks for the return. So it's Bednar with the chance to score, and he rattles it home for West Bromwich Albion. Tim Howard going to his right, Bednar rattling it straight down the middle.
We came up West Brom with great momentum, played really good last season, and you know, it's always difficult going to a new club who've been promoted on the first day, and it proved to be that.
We fight as a team, and we have to give credit to the team too. You know, on the West Brom, they throw everything at us, and we keep defending and running around and fighting. But at the end, and we show some character in the team, and we score the goals, and which is good, and we're so pleased to have the 3 points.
Sadly, though, the newfound optimism didn't last too long. In fact, it was shattered 7 days later when Portsmouth came to Goodison and strolled to a comfortable victory.
Good flick on by Crouch. This is Defoe trying to work something here. Gets a shot in and scores. Well, it was a daft one, but Jermaine Defoe scores his and Portsmouth's first goal of the season. Crouch has come to try and join in. This is Defoe. Johnson's continued his run. This is Johnson for Portsmouth, and he scores! Well, it was a very good move indeed. Good start for Everton right at the beginning of this second half, and claims there for a pull, and the referee has pointed to the penalty spot. It was Johnson, I think, who fouled Vaughan as he raced into the area. It's Yakubu who's going to take it. He's got 2 goals in 2 games already for Everton. And James denies him. An incredible save by David James. Space in front of Defoe here. He's got Crouch up with him. He's being joined by Davis. This is Sean Davis. Here's Defoe. Clips one in. Oh, he hits the bar. Chance for Crouch to make it 3-0, and he does. Well, that was brilliant, you have to say, by Defoe.
We didn't play that badly that that the scoreline was correct, but if you defend the way we defended, then you're going to concede goals, and it means that you're going to have to score an awful lot. But today, with the chances we did get, we didn't finish them off, and you're right, David James made a really good save from Mikel Arteta, and obviously another crucial moment was the penalty save just after half-time.
Elsewhere in August, Keith Wyness resigned suddenly as Chief Executive of Everton Football Club and Robert Elston was quickly appointed as his acting replacement. Phil Neville helped to launch the FA Premier League Respect campaign. Former Everton defender Alan Stubbs announced his decision to retire from professional football. Sir Philip Carter returned to the board of directors after a 4-year break. And Victor Anichebe won an Olympic Games silver medal in Beijing, where his Nigeria side reached the final before losing to Brazil. The transfer window clock was ticking fast, and the shoots of concern had blossomed into genuine worry that the Everton squad was simply too small to cope with the demands of a Premier League season. Thankfully, the last few days of the window saw a flurry of Everton transfer activity, with Danish international defender Lars Jakobsen the first recruit from Nuremberg.
Obviously a club with a great history and great fans. Wherever you go, the people always tell you it's the best fans they got. So it's a huge club. I'm just glad that I got the opportunity to get here, but it all went very fast after the weekend. So I went over here Monday morning, so it happened very quick.
Ecuadorian midfield player Secundo Castillo was largely unknown to Evertonians when he signed on a season-long loan deal from Red Star Belgrade.
He's happy for signing a contract with Everton. He hopes doing the best of his work for the team.
The final day of the window was a busy one for the Toffees. Proven Premier League goalscorer arrived, so did an experienced goalkeeper, and the club's transfer record was smashed just before midnight. Louis Saha's quality was beyond question, and his goal-scoring record spoke for itself. It was perhaps his ability to stay the course that provided the only doubt.
It's a big club with a big supporter, so I think it's a club who is trying to reach the top, so it's obvious, I think, the reason.
The summer departure of Stefan Wessels had left the Blues short of a goalkeeper. Carlo Nash was an ideal replacement.
I supported Everton as a kid. I think the first game was back in 1982. You know, ever since then I've been hooked on the club, and you know, it's just I'm just over the moon to be joining.
And then there was this guy. It's probably fair to say that the £15 million signing of Belgian international midfield player Marouane Fellaini from Standard Liège took most Evertonians by surprise.
I'm young, I'm really keen to succeed, I've got a lot of enthusiasm, and perhaps it was this physical presence that the manager referred to as one of the things that attracted Everton to me, but certainly I'll be trying my absolute best to make an impact.
With him being 20 years old, we don't want to put too much pressure on him because he's still a young boy. But we see him being something which we've been after, a midfield player who can play, he can get forward as well, and he can do an all-round good midfield job.
Fellaini and Castillo were both in the starting lineup for the visit to newly promoted Stoke City, and what a welcome to the Premier League that turned out to be. Controversy reigned, Everton finally won a 5-goal thriller, and David Moyes watched the closing stages from the stands.
Fellaini wins the header, Yakubu just tries to knock it into space. Here's Mikel Arteta, not offside, Yakubu, oh what a great goal by Yakubu! That's the skill of the man, he passed it into the goal. That was absolutely brilliant. Header from Fellaini. Yakubu just tries to knock it forward into space to Cahill. Here's Arteta. Not offside still. There's Yakubu. One touch with his right, and he just passed the ball into the goal. Flicked on, it's gone in! Oh! That one, well, Victor Anichebe is claiming it, I think. Did he get the last touch? Looks as though he did. And right at the start of this second half, Everton take the lead. There was the slightest of touches from Victor Anichebe. He'll be absolutely delighted with that, the youngster. Here it is, yes, it just skimmed off his head, just enough to turn it inside the post. Anichebe turns away in delight, and Everton lead Stoke City by 2-0. Long throw comes in again, punched by Howard. Comes out, it's in, volleyed home in some style by Olofinjana. Getting that ball arrowed in, it's gone into the goal! Oh, Everton concede! It may have come off the head of Phil Jagielka. Rory Delap's arrow-like throw pays dividends. Stoke fans are delighted, and Phil Jagielka may have got the last touch on that one. The fourth official is involved now. Whether there's been something said on the bench, I don't know. And he's sending David Moyes to the stand. Header, it's there! It's Tim Cahill. First game of the season, back in the old routine. After all his injury frustrations, makes that run to the front of the box. There it is. Very, very difficult to pick up. And they couldn't, Stoke City. It's as simple as that. And Everton retake the lead in this dramatic game at the Britannia Stadium.
Well, it was really tough, you know, just what we expect from Stoke City. They got goals the way they play. You know, we done everything to defend against them. But good afternoon to get 3 points here. It's very hard.
It's just great to win, and it's good to be playing again. It's been a long time, and you know, I was eager to play. I didn't really think that I was going to start, but it's nice to play a part, and you know, the results all that matters. I suppose they're very direct, and you know, when the lap can throw a ball like people can kick it, you know, it's definitely going to put pressure on you. So, you know, when you set plays is something that they work really hard on, and you know, it's just whether we were going to score more goals or try to stop them scoring.
7 days later, following a midweek UEFA Cup match, Everton were up against yet another of the newly promoted teams. It was a first ever visit to Hull City's KC Stadium, and it was another eventful afternoon.
The club were, not so long ago, people had to break in to try and get into the ground, and a header coming in, and it's gone in! It's Turner who scored it! Nobody picked him up really at the far post. It was a very good header indeed, having said that. Marnie with the corner. And it's gone into the goal. Well, there were 3 Everton players there, and it's been turned across the line. Now, Marlon King is claiming it, but I think the ball may have already crossed the line. But one thing is for sure, it was a horrible mix-up, I'm afraid. And so the free kick. Zaha, good leap. Mayhill had to come out and punch. Osman gets it back into the danger area. Chance here. Hits the post, goes down. Appeals that it had gone in. It's been given. The linesman has given it. The linesman has given it. And Everton are back into this game. Osman, great turn back. Comes out to Cahill. Shoots. Comes off the goalkeeper. Down. Was all the ball over the line? I think the linesman just about got that one right. There'll be arguments about that, but the linesman has given it. There's Louis Saha. Yakubu. Saha wants it back and gets it back. Here's Yakubu for Everton. Angled it across the middle, and they've equalised. Leon Osman has equalised for Everton. It's Hull City 2, Everton 2, and all of a sudden the changes that have been brought about have paid dividends for Everton. Arteta pulling the strings in midfield. Sahar on in attack. And it's all turned around. And Everton from 2-0 down. And now at 2-2. Well taken that by Leon Osman. Good ball in from Yakubu. And all of a sudden this game has a totally different complexion on it.
Well, disappointed that obviously we were 2 goals down. I didn't think we should have got ourselves in that situation, but we did. Credit Hull for that. You know, they've had a great start to the Premier League, but I felt that we hadn't played that badly to be 2-0 down, albeit I didn't think we played that well either. So we picked up a little bit more in the second half, and I thought rightfully we got our goals back, and maybe a little bit unfortunate not to get a third goal. I was disappointed in the end because I thought we had the momentum going with us. But no, I've got to credit the players. When you're 2-0 down in any game, never mind a Premier League game, so the boys showed a lot of character to come back. But we should never got ourselves in that situation, first of all.
The first Merseyside derby at the end of September, just 3 days after a Carling Cup exit at Blackburn, and it was one to forget for the blue half of the city.
Chance here for Torres, and Torres scores for Liverpool. Vieira did well there to get that to Torres. There's Kaut. Now chance for Torres, hits the bar and it goes in. Yakubu. Saha. Lovely skills by Saha, just couldn't trick his way around too many red shirts. That was late. That was late by Cahill. And he's going to go into the book. It's red, the 17th red card in this fixture.
We done okay in the first half. We stuck at it and stayed in the game and tried to be with it. And I wanted to do that in the second half. We know Liverpool are a good side, but we got a bit slack just after the start of the second half and allowed them to get their goals. Card. I think that it was a tackle which would be given a red card. We should ask him to see if he'll do something about it, because I think it probably wasn't the worst tackle in the game, that's for sure.
Elsewhere in September, Lars Jakobsen dislocated his shoulder while on international duty for Denmark against Portugal and was instantly ruled out for at least 4 months. The popular pink shirt was back on the shelves with something like £75,000 raised for charity. Nuno Valente announced his retirement from international football after winning 32 caps for Portugal. And Alan Stubbs returned to Everton for a third spell, this time as a coach. The UEFA Cup and the Carling Cup had been 2007-2008 highlights for Everton, but the draws for both competitions for the new season had been unkind. Standard Liège had been unlucky not to knock Liverpool out of the Champions League, and David Moyes knew full well that they were a force to be reckoned with. The first leg of the UEFA Cup first-round tie at Goodison swung both ways before ending all square.
That's a great ball. It's Delma. It's Picani. It's 1-0 Standard Liège. And it's a crucial away goal. He picked Picani out beautifully, Delma. This is Mikel Arteta. Yakubu and Anichebe inside the penalty area. Yakubu! Everton back on level terms. And it's Yakubu's 4th goal in 5 games. He is lethal. It was an instinctive finish from Yakubu, but it was the pass from Osman that made it possible. There's Dante. Oh, that's a lovely ball for Camiseta. Oh, Yobo's turned it into his own goal against the club which he started his career with. It's a nightmare for Joseph Yobo. Had to do something, Joseph Yobo, but not that. Just pumped back in there. Osman. Castillo! Oh, how about that? Segundo Castillo scores the sort of goal you only really dream about scoring on your home debut. What a strike. One Ecuadorian beats another Ecuadorian. He got a hand to it, but such was the power of the shot from Castillo, he just couldn't keep it out, Espinosa.
Yeah, I think they're a good team, you know, and for we, you know, I think we work so hard and we're just unlucky, and we have some chances, and they have their own chances too. They take it, and it's difficult, you know, when you go behind, you have to work so hard for it, and for me, I think it's still better we didn't lose the game, and we hope and we'll get there. We get the result we're looking for.
Everton had it all to do to progress in Europe, but before the second leg in Belgium, there was a Carling Cup tie away at Blackburn Rovers to deal with.
Two-guy. Everton with just about everybody back behind the ball at the moment. Olsen coming forwards. It's nicely done. Martin Olsen, he's got the opening goal of the game, and Blackburn Rovers lead inside 10 minutes. And he's opened the scoring with a fine goal, which he created and finished.
So the Carling Cup dream was over, and UEFA Cup progress was on a knife edge as the Toffees travelled to Liège for the second leg. Everton had it all to do, but the fans were determined to make the most of it. On the night, it was a brave performance by Everton, but it just wasn't enough, and the European adventure floundered at the very first hurdle.
Jovanovic clipping it into the far post, still danger, and it's gone into the goal. And Everton have gone behind. It's Axel Witsel who gets his second goal of the season for Standard Liège and puts the home side in front here. It looked as though the danger had been cleared. Good save by Howard. Managed to push it wide. Keeper comes, drops it, and it's headed into the goal. It's gone in. It's headed into his own goal by Sarr, but it's going to be claimed by Jagielka. Something out of nothing there for Everton. The goalkeeper dropped the ball, and Everton are back on level terms here, with a quarter of the game still to go. Dropped it, quick toe in, it was already over the line. Sarr tried to keep it out. Jagielka will claim it. Just got his toe in, entitled to go for it. Dante tried to keep it out, it was already over the line. And Neville's challenge. Back again, Jovanovic. Mokabani goes down in the penalty area. Challenge coming in from Baines. What does the referee say? Referee says penalty. Leighton Baines' challenge on Jovanovic, and the referee has pointed to the penalty spot. Phil Neville missed out with the tackle. Umbakani gives him the ball back. Races on. Baines couldn't get out the way. Jovanovic then against Howard. Possibly to win this game. Oh, and Howard will be so frustrated there. Jovanovic has scored for Standard Liège, but Tim Howard was so close to keeping that one out.
Well, having a look, and I think it probably looks a penalty kick. I think in today's climate it's a penalty kick. But the penalty kick didn't make much difference. We still needed one goal. So, you know, it wasn't the end of the earth, the penalty kick. We somehow had to score a goal. But I think I'm more disappointed with the decisions that happened earlier in the game, because that would have been a big factor. We passed the ball really well, tried to keep, you know, playing and creating chances. We found it hard. But, you know, we got it in the end, and we thought we would have done. But, you know, I just felt that a bit let down there.
It certainly hadn't been the start to the season that David Moyes would have wanted. League form was patchy and 2 cup competitions had already gone. But Everton's famous resilience in the face of adversity was to show itself once again during October. Newcastle United came to Goodison Park with problems of their own, but they left Goodison with Everton still waiting for a first home victory of the season.
Osman threaded forward looking for Baines. Key Butters given away a penalty. Was ill-advised there. Everton against Newcastle United. Pienaar, lovely stuff. Baines with the cross. Yes! Oh, that was fantastic stuff. Everton's record signing scores his first goal for Everton in front of the park end at Goodison Park. Good ball by Yakubu, lovely touch by Pienaar, great ball into that danger area. And the big man stretches out his boot. Given was always struggling to get there because it was delivered into a lovely little position and knocked in off the underside of the crossbar to the delight of David Moyes and the Everton fans. And it's Everton 2, Newcastle United 0. There's a good ball in. and it's gone into the goal, headed into the back of the net just before half-time by Stephen Taylor. Taylor's made the run forward and the flag has stayed down here. A possible danger here for Everton, drilled into the middle and turned in by Damien Duff. Unbelievable. Well, Everton conceded in the last minute in the first half. They've conceded in the first minute in the second half. And within the space of 2 minutes, Newcastle United, outplayed for most of this game so far, are back on level terms.
2-0 up, cruising, just about to go into half-time and deliver a speech and say, come on, let's see if we can score another couple of goals in the second half. Instead, it's nervousness, you know, anxiety because we've not won at home, and Newcastle get that goal back. And then not only that, did we concede another one just a couple of minutes into the second half. So, no, that part of it wasn't good.
Just for a while, it looked as though the Emirates Stadium would provide the unlikely backdrop for a revival in fortunes for Everton. But 3 second-half goals dashed the early optimism.
Well held up by Yakubu. This is Stephen Pienaar. Osman's made a run into the area. Oh, what a good goal. Delightfully simple but stunningly effective from Everton, who make the perfect start here against a side they haven't beaten away from home since 1996. Osman with a really intelligent ball to Pienaar, who saw the return pass was on and found him beautifully.
The Everton goal scorer, 21, Leon Osman.
Yakubu couldn't keep hold of it. It's Nasri! And that is a brilliant goal to get Arsenal back on terms. His first in the Premier League since the opening day. But it was worth the wait from Samir Nasri. Everton got it half clear, but Yakubu couldn't finish the job, and he was punished big style. Still that second goal eludes Arsenal. This is Fabregas, this is Adebayor, is this the moment? Still Adebayor, Fabregas, Van Persie! Arsenal have the lead, and after missing chance after chance, Robin Van Persie finally gets his goal, and it could just prove crucial.
The Arsenal goal scorer, 11.
Well, it looked like Adebayor might be the man to get it. Then it looked like Fabregas. Everton kept them out until Robin Van Persie headed home. Arsenal looking for the third that would get. Oh, great pullback, Walcott! Well, what a way to cap it off.
The Arsenal goal scorer, 14,
They were onside, no doubt about that. Really good finish though from Walcott through the legs of Tim Howard. Real presence of mind from Diaby to see his teammate.
Well, very good for 45, but you have to be good for 90 minutes if you're going to win games, especially against the better sides. But no, I had some pluses from the players, especially in the first half. But giving the goal away at the start of the second half, I think, was really costly.
The Premier League table made depressing reading for Evertonians, and the prospect of a visit from Manchester United offered precious little hope of respite. In the event, though, the Blues gave the champions the fright of their lives.
Rooney taking the defence away from Berbatov. Good defending, and Darren Fletcher with a hit. Fellaini with a block. He's covered some good ground in there. Fletcher again, brilliant, Darren Fletcher. Fantastic Manchester United goal, you have to say, and once again, Darren Fletcher has come to the party. Big time for Sir Alex Ferguson's side. Well, they call him the ghost at Old Trafford. Vidic with the header. Ronaldo with the nutmeg, and then there was a foul, and then Phil Neville really did hit Ronaldo hard, and he stayed down. As a few of the Manchester United players reacted to it. It must be said that Ronaldo, after rolling around for the first 20 seconds or so, has made a Very quick recovery. Yellow card for Philip Neville. And then was hit hard by Phil Neville. Now the whistle had already gone here. He won the ball, didn't he? Neville, 3 arriving! Goal for Everton! Marouane Fellaini has brought them back into it. Huge celebrations around Goodison Park. It's his second Everton goal. It's a super ball by Philip Neville, and he just peeled away. Then Fellaini started almost on the 6-yard line at the near post. Got across Vidic, got above Vidic. No chance for Edwin van der Sar. It's a super header. It looks concerning for Rio Ferdinand at the moment. He's certainly not running freely. Gary Neville is also on the bench and could come on. Oh, that's short. And this is a real chance. Oh, it's come off the post. It was a really good save by van der Sar. Yakubu denied. And Rio Ferdinand has gone to pieces. That's a really good save.
Manchester United were much better in the first half, and we were a little bit fortunate maybe to only to win 1-0 down, but we hung in, which we've been asking the players to do. I thought the second half we were the better team and put them under great pressure, and we were a bit unfortunate not to end up winning the game.
It was a great game to play in today. I think the conditions were perfect for an English type game of football. You know, wet surface, playing against the best team in Europe, and you know, it was a game of two halves. They totally dominated the first half, and we came back into it the second half and played really well. So we can be pleased with our performance. We performed really well last year, but this season we've let everybody down, particularly at home. And you know, today the energy was back, the confidence was back, and hopefully that'll be the springboard.
Buoyed by that spirited second half against United, Everton went to Bolton Wanderers looking for a third away win of the season. They got it, but they left it very, very late.
Good play by Fellaini, who burst through midfield. This is Yakubu. O'Brien is in front of him. Still Yakubu. Great layoff chance here. Drilled in. Comes away from the goalkeeper, but a good effort right-footed that by Louis Saha. Probably Everton's best move of the game so far. Saha calling for it. Drilled it in. It could have easily taken a deflection past the goalkeeper, but fortunately from Bolton's point of view didn't. Pienaar stays onside. Plays it in dangerously. Chance here. It's a goal. Is it? Yes, it's gone in. And Marouane Fellaini scores for Everton. With less than a minute to go of normal time, Everton have broken the deadlock. Well, it was all Everton pressure, and eventually Bolton Wanderers' resistance broke. Well, he's pretty happy, as you can see. Pienaar, as the ball was played forward, was he offside? That's the question. The flag didn't go up, and the fact of the matter is that the ball, with Jaskalainen flat-footed, hit the upright and went across the line. And right at the end, Everton look as though they've collected all 3 points here, to the delight of the fans behind that goal.
We're really pleased because you know, it was late in coming and didn't think it was going to arrive, but nevertheless we got the goal. It was a scrappy game, you know. I think the conditions made it very difficult. The pitch was very slick. We didn't use it to our advantage, you know. We passed the ball away at times and made it hard for ourselves, but a lot of positives. A clean sheet for the first time this season, you know, and following up on the point against Manchester United, it was good to get a victory.
We've been down to get a clean sheet for a long time now. Thankfully we did it, and luckily enough, you know, the game wasn't the best, but we've come away with 3 points. Confidences grew, the fitness levels, the team getting to know each other again. So you know, all's looking a little bit more positive.
Elsewhere in October, Mikel Arteta denied mischievous newspaper suggestions that he was poised to declare himself available for England. Everton reserves came from 2-0 down to defeat Liverpool 3-2 at Wrexham's racecourse ground, and David Moyes finally ended all speculation about his own future when he signed a new long-term contract.
I'm really excited and really pleased. I'm pleased for everybody. I'm pleased for myself and my family, who've been desperate for me to get signed and get secured, and you know, it's always what I wanted to do. It's I've enjoyed my time. I'm looking forward to the next part as well.
The seeds of a revival had been sown, but Everton still started the penultimate month of the calendar year in the bottom half of the table. Fulham have never so much as gained a Premier League point at Goodison Park, but they gave a good account of themselves this season and were only undone by one of their old boys.
Mikel Arteta lifts the ball beautifully to the far post. Oh, Tim Cahill. Well, that was a real chance for Tim Cahill. Instant control by Mikel Arteta, 2 on him. Lifted the ball in, Cahill came in. And he'll probably think that he should have done better there, Tim Cahill. Gets it up and down, good save by the goalkeeper. Still danger, it's off the line and they've hit the post again, Fulham. Zamora's shot hitting the far post as Everton seem to look on. It's there! Incredible stuff, and Louis Saha has scored his first goal for Everton. And it may well be the winning goal. Well, we've waited a long time for a goal in this game, but the timing of it means it's going to be difficult for Fulham to come back. Ball angled in beautifully, goalkeeper stuck to his line. Saha's leap was a good one, getting above the Fulham defence, and he planted the header.
It's been a long time coming. We've not picked up the points we'd like to have at home so far this season, and you know, we've not played well either. We played well last week against Manchester United in the second half, and we were hoping to carry that on this morning. You know, the performance wasn't what we were after, but the 3 points was vital today.
Yeah, it's huge. I think we will work hard for that win, so it was a great opportunity to do it, and I think it helped me a lot to score that goal.
Well, we'll always care how we perform, and it wasn't a good performance, but at this present time the result was really important to us. 2 wins in a week, so I'm really pleased with that.
Louis Saha is a player of undoubted quality and could yet turn out to be the best free signing of all time. Yes, he's had injury problems, but Evertonians knew all about him even before he joined the Blues. Saha's Everton account had been opened, but he was still short of the fitness required to start Premier League matches. However, as he showed at Upton Park against West Ham United, he was a more than capable substitute.
Bellamy's layoff. Sears. Etherington clips it forward. Back heel by Parker. Danger here for Everton, and West Ham United score. And it's young Jack Collinson, the substitute. Just 20 years of age. When the opportunity arose, he didn't panic. He lifted it past Tim Howard, who did everything he could to try and make himself big. Julian Lescott just couldn't get there either. Good run by Saha. Plays it in first time, beauty, great goal! Oh, Julian Lescott stayed up, and he's scored his first goal of the season for Everton. It was a great ball in, and the Everton fans celebrate. Well, he'll take a lot from that, Julian Lescott. He'll be absolutely delighted because he's had chances this season, hasn't been able to take them, but he took this one all right. And Ichibi, chance here, shot coming in, it's gone in! Unbelievable, Louis Saha has scored for Everton. Well, how a game can change and how Everton have changed this game, incredible. Ball played low along the ground, he didn't hit it cleanly, and the ball went into the goal. Let's have a look at it again. Lescott. Fullback for West Ham. Good play that by Cahill. Chance here for Saha. Oh, unbelievable! Louis Saha with his right foot has surely wrapped up all 3 points for Everton. It was a superb shot. Great shot from Saha. Right foot. I don't think Green was expecting it with what is normally regarded as his wrong foot. Well, his wrong foot so far this afternoon has scored 2 goals for Everton.
Well, it doesn't happen very often in the Premier League where teams come from behind. And when we went a goal down, deservedly we're a goal down. West Ham played very well in the first half. Albeit when they got the goal, I thought we had just started to play better in the second half. I've got to credit the lads. We stuck at it, never gave in, and ended up scoring 3 good goals.
We show desire, as I said, and I think that's the main thing. Taking opportunities. That's why I think we done today. So obviously we should improve the way we play. But I feel confidence every weekend is getting better, and to score 3 goals away from home it's a very good thing to do.
3 wins on the spin left Goodison brimming with confidence when Middlesbrough came to town. So a share of the spoils with Gareth Southgate's team was probably something of a disappointment.
Delaney got a boot in. Tunshai is in. Great challenge coming in, but still danger here. O'Neill in plenty of space for Middlesbrough. Drills it into the goal. Very well taken indeed, you have to say, by Gary O'Neill. But Everton caught out on the counter-attack, and the marking had gone to Pot really at the back. O'Neill had all the time in the world, but he still took it very well indeed. Into the danger area, it's gone into the goal, and it's being claimed by Yakubu. Yakubu is claiming the goal. Indeed, it was Yakubu who got the last touch on the ball. It came off his back. It came off Yakubu's back. He tried to get a flick on with his head. It came off his back. There was nothing Turnbull could do about it. Players were all over him. And it's Everton 1, Middlesbrough 1.
Well, I thought it was quite an open game. I thought Middlesbrough played very well on the counter-attack. I thought we had 1 or 2 chances. But I think when they get the goal early on, it meant that we had to come out and we left ourselves open at one or two occasions. But I thought the players played well. I thought we played better today than we've probably played in the last 3 or 4 games. So from that point of view, it's a positive.
I think we was looking for 3 points today to get us up that league, and we had enough possession, we had enough chances. Even though they're always dangerous on the counter-attack, Middlesbrough, I thought we had all the chances and all the possession, and we should have capitalised on the chances we created.
If the Middlesbrough game was viewed as a setback, then there was worse to come. The 1-0 defeat at Wigan was simply awful.
Finding Valencia, danger here for Everton, chance, it's gone into the goal, and it will count. 5 minutes after coming on as a half-time substitute, Henry Camara has scored for Wigan Athletic. And there was Camara to slide it home. So Wigan Athletic lead against Everton by a goal to 0.
David Moyes was given yet more bad news later that week when it was confirmed that James Vaughan needed yet more surgery, this time on his knee. The injury eventually kept Vaughan out of action until April. Victories at White Hart Lane seem to be, well, like waiting for a bus. You don't get one for ages, and then 3 come together. This time it was Stephen Pienaar's turn to be the goal-scoring hero.
Fellaini. Problems, as you can see, for Yakubu. He's on the other side of the ground to the bench, though, so Mick Rathbone is making his way round. Back once again to Cahill. Cross in the middle, looking for Saha! Headed down, and the goalkeeper again was well positioned. And Louis Saha couldn't try and force him into a more dramatic save. Good ball in, Saha spinning into space. Couldn't put it either side of the goalkeeper, and had he been able to do so, surely Everton would be in front now. Cahill tries to maraud forward. Lennon barged into the back of Pienaar. Shot, and it's a goal! Out of nothing, Stephen Pienaar! Played quickly and cleverly by Arteta. It caught out Spurs, and the ball, as it was played by Arteta, came off Chorluka, I think, as it flew, and it did. It took a deflection of Ferdinand Chorluka, but it was sharp thinking by Everton, and that sharp thinking has put them in front. Spurs 0, Everton 1.
A good victory today. Boys are back in there, and I think they're a great group of lads to work with, and they've shown it, and their performance today has given me a lot of pleasure.
Yeah, it's my first goal this season, and I was really delighted to score it, and it happened to be the winner, so I'm really happy. Credit to the lads, though. I think they dug deep today. Even in adversity, they knew what happened to Yak at half-time, and they were all a bit upset for him as well.
That terrific victory in the capital came at a high price, though. Leading scorer Aigbeni Yakubu damaged his Achilles tendon sufficiently to bring his season to a sad and premature end. November was the month that the world-famous MTV Awards came to Liverpool, and Everton were well represented. Derek Temple turned 70, and David Moyes was confused by his fine for being sent off at Stoke City, but cheered by being named as North West Manager of the Year. The power of football is never more in evidence than when the Premier League creating chances window is open. All top-flight clubs provide star players to back deserving charities in a variety of ways. The boys in blue seem to enjoy it.
It's great to come to because now I learn about what they do just to improve their coordination, and this centre obviously deserves a lot of credit for spending time with these kids, and meeting Ryan, Joe and Sam is amazing because they give you inspiration to just get on with life and do things and to be happy with what you got.
The activities we were doing, quite surprised at how keen the families were to get involved, and again got stitched up by the staff in terms of picking activities towards the end.
It's good, I got a good sweat on running around and stuff. Really got involved, and it is nice to come down here and see the kids and how much they enjoy it, and sort of go back a few years as well, and remember being in similar places when I was growing up and playing, so it's brilliant.
It is. I think I should have brought my shin pads. There's some tackles going in there. No, there's some decent lads playing there. It is. It is getting them out and getting them off the streets. It's brilliant, but there's some decent lads there playing.
3 wins and just 1 defeat from the month of November had done Everton the power of good. And as the festive period loomed, David Moyes was looking up rather than down the Premier League table. Under David Moyes, Everton have made a bit of a habit of scoring late winning goals. Remember Osman against Portsmouth, remember AJ against Arsenal. Wonderful memories. But it's a sickener when the late strike goes the other way. Enter Ashley Young.
Here's Luke Young for Aston Villa. It's Steve Sidwell. Oh, what a strike! The perfect start for Aston Villa. The game less than a minute old, and Steve Sidwell has his 3rd goal for the club. Luke Young, then the layoff by Milner. It's Mikel Arteta to whip one in there. Oh, it's Lescott, and it's 1-1. Second goal of the season for Joleon Lescott. He couldn't miss, really, could he? Real pace on the delivery from Mikel Arteta, but it was the flick that we'll see here now that took it all the way through to Lescott. Leon Osman with a vital touch. That's what set it up for Ashley Young. It's Young for Villa by Phil Jagielka. But an excellent finish from the Aston Villa striker. We're into the 3 minutes to be added on at the end of this. Oh, it's there, yes! Second of the game. Lescott just onside. Came away from Lescott, it's up for grabs! He scored! in 14 games.
The players didn't deserve that today. They played really well. I thought it was a terrific game, old-fashioned British game, and we had a right go at it. So disappointed to lose. We come back, you take the point really at that point, and we're a wee bit disarray, get caught in the ball when really we should have seen it out.
That heartbreaking finish meant that the following week's trip to the newly crowned richest club on the planet was a real test of character. Not for the first time, the Toffees graduated with honours.
It's going to be Arteta, here he comes. Great effort, and thumps it against the crossbar, and Fellaini's header loops back in, and that hits the crossbar as well. Well, Everton striking the woodwork twice in quick succession. Great free kick, wonderful free kick. And then Fellaini following up, Hart having to race across the far side of his goal, and it might have just hit the stanchion just behind, but this free kick bouncing down but not behind the line. Now, Robinho again, this is Benjani, Ireland making a run forward. Johnny gets onto it again. Danger here, Robinho, good save by Howard. Ball drilled in again. Hart stays on his line hanger. It's there! It's scored by Tim Cahill in injury time for Everton. Bang, bang, bang on the punch bag. And that is a body blow for Manchester City. But the smallest player in that penalty area, Tim Cahill, got up over the top of Richards and headed home from Leon Osman's cross. Well, what drama. Great header from Tim Cahill. He gets his third goal of the season and surely has wrapped up 3 points for Everton.
With hard work and the lads showing great character to work for each other, I think that's the special recipe that we've got here, and something that, you know, after the other night against Aston Villa, we can pick ourselves up and put ourselves amongst it again.
Well, I would have come away thinking that we'd played very well. I'd have probably gone away with a point quite happily. But when we got the goal, I've got to say, you know, I thought we deserved it. I thought we played well enough to get it. I mean, I'm sure Manchester City will be disappointed they didn't get something from the game. But in the end, you know, we coped. They had the odd chance, but you're always going to get that when you come up against, you know, Robinho and Sean Wright-Phillips and Alano. So I thought we coped well and we caused them problems.
Having beaten the City billionaires, Everton's next hurdle was the comparative paupers of Stamford Bridge. This time there was no last gasp drama, but Chelsea certainly knew they'd been in a game at Goodison Park.
Terry driving forward. Well, a lunge there. And the referee going to have a word with John Terry for that challenge. Difficult for the referee to decide on. And Mr. Dowd clearly not going to have any of the Chelsea players haranguing him. Now, what's he going to produce here, the referee? It's red. Well, John Terry is sent off the field. Osman goes for it. Whoa, it was nasty. I think the referee got that one absolutely right. He really did. Studs in. Didn't have the greatest view. He was almost obstructed, but he got that one exactly right, Phil Dowd. There's Arteta into Pinar inside the area. Manages to get it back to Arteta. Good play by Arteta. Chance for Baines to cross here. Drills a great ball in. Oh! Just beyond the far post. I know exactly how you feel. It looked as though it must go in. Really good ball driven in here by Baines. And it was just a foot by Fellaini, flicked out, which he hoped would turn the ball into the goal, and it very nearly did.
I think if you're ever going to beat a top four side, particularly Chelsea, and I don't think we've beat Chelsea since I've been at this club, I think that tonight was probably going to be our best chance, because man sent off down to 10 men, and you know, we were the other team in it the second half, and in big games, the defining moments today, you know, we didn't take our chances, and you've got to take your chances in these big games.
Boxing Day took Everton to Teesside to take on Middlesbrough, and it was Tim Cahill who dished out a late Christmas gift for the travelling faithful.
Arteta with the corner. Wouldn't mind a fiver for every time I've said that in this game so far. Plays it in, header, Cahill, it's loose, it's going to be in, it is in! It's Tim Cahill who's scored it, and Everton, after only 4 minutes of the second half, take the lead here. Well, it had been coming, that, and Cahill had got free, as he does so many times for Everton, headed it towards the goal, and then was there with the follow-up. Middlesbrough 0, Everton 1. Gosling finds Pienaar. Fellaini does well here. Fellaini gets his cross in. Still Fellaini. Chance here for Everton. Oh! Just wide of the target. It was Dan Gosling who had that chance in the first half, and that time again he had to fling himself at that one. Fellaini did really well, showing that not only has he got strength and height, he's got pace as well.
Players done a great job today. I thought they deserved their victory, played very well. I was just wondering whenever we were going to get the goal. We had opportunities and a few close calls, but not the goal.
I tend to play an attacking role in midfield, and you can be asked to play on the left or the right, and at the minute now I'm playing up there as a lone striker, supported by Felly and the lads, but it's just one of them things. As a player, you just want to play for the club, and you want to do as best as you can in that position.
The final match of the year 2008 was against Sunderland at Goodison. Mikel Arteta ran the show, and a youngster called Dan Gosling announced himself to the Premier League audience.
6'6" tall, trying to get a view of this one. Is it going to be Arteta, or is it going to be Baines? There's Arteta, great effort to do its job. It broke. Mikel Arteta blasts home the opening goal for Everton. Celebration from Tim Howard. It's Arteta. This time the Wall does its job, gets in a shot, takes a deflection. Wall did its job, came back, took a deflection and went into the goal. Well, he'll claim it, no question about it, Mikel Arteta. There's Lescott, slides it in, goal, it's going to be, it is! And it's a goal on his home debut for Dan Gosling. What a fantastic moment for the youngster. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Well, Everton lead by 3-0. And young Dan Gosling signed 11 months ago from Plymouth. Wonderful moment for the youngster. Yes, I like it. He doesn't like it, he loves it. Well, Everton lead by 3-0. Gosling on his home debut gets a goal.
A good victory at home for our supporters. There's been quite a bit made of our home form, but today the boys were fantastic. They played with confidence and real energy and passion, and a deserved victory. Always the goal at Everton is to be a regular top. Different this season, it'll be no different next season. We're in a good position. If we can stay here and really be challenging come March, then we'll be in a good position.
I think we could play 12 or 13 pros on the team, but the young lads are coming up. Dan Gosling scored a good goal in his second game, which is terrific for him, and everybody's trying to help in different positions. Fellaini and Tim, they're playing up front and fighting for every ball as well, so everyone is fighting for each other. As I say, the spirit has been great for the 4 years I've been here, so that's a really big thing for the club.
It was a busy old December for Everton. The club announced a record turnover. The players made their annual trip to Alder Hey Children's Hospital. The former Players Foundation staged its Christmas lunch. And former defender Ray Atterveld popped in to see everyone.
It's a club that's gone into my heart and never came out of it. So on the Saturday, the first result you look at is the one from Everton.
Everton began 2009 in 6th place in the Premier League table. The first opponents of the new year were significantly lower. League 2 Macclesfield Town in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Thankfully there was to be no slip-up, although it wasn't quite plain sailing for the Toffees.
Pressure just before half-time then by Everton. This is Arteta clipping it inside the area, headed clear, comes down to Osman, tries a shot, it's in! It's gone over the line and Everton have broken the deadlock. 4 minutes before half-time, Leon Osman scores for Everton. Arteta created the space, looked up, the headed clear was not a bad one, the shot in was really good by Osman. Just belted forward, shot coming in, great save from Howard. That was a fantastic save from Howard, and it came from John Rooney. The referee blows the whistle, so right at the end, Tim Howard making the save which guarantees Everton are through to the 4th round of the FA Cup.
It was never going to be easy. All credit to Macclesfield. I thought they really stuck at it. They had a really solid shape and they tried everything they got. It's very important in these games that you just get through, and we got through, and that's the main thing.
Back to the Premier League, and next up it was the campaign surprise package, Hull City. Phil Brown's men had already exceeded pre-season expectations, but they were second best to a rejuvenated Everton.
Good battling by Pienaar, still Stephen Pienaar. Excellent block by Turner. Here's Fellaini for Everton, good pressure this by the Blues. Arteta, lovely turn by Arteta. Does he want to cross it, or is he going to flick it outside to Baines? It is Baines. Pienaar. Again, Baines moving into space to get the cross in. Fellaini's unmarked, and Fellaini scores for Everton. 17 minutes of the game gone, and Marouane Fellaini, unbelievably, completely unmarked inside the penalty area. He didn't even have to jump to head it. He lowered his head, glanced it into the back of the goal. And Fellaini just glances the ball into the back of the goal, and Everton lead by a goal to nil. 2 minutes of time added on here, we're into that. Here comes Arteta, drills one in. Beautiful hit, that was a great shot. It's his 4th appearance for the club. And it's a yellow card for Fellaini, and that is terrible news. And you can see what the Everton manager David Moyes thinks about that, because that yellow card is the 10th of the season for Marouane Fellaini and rules him out of the league game against Liverpool and the FA Cup tie against Liverpool as well. Fellaini is fuming. There's the incident again. Well, he was simply going for the ball with his foot. The head was down and into him. He was coming from behind Fellaini. And really, that isn't a very good decision at all. And David Moyes having a word with the 4th official about that, and I don't blame him.
I think we started the game well. We put a really good pace on it. We put Hull under pressure all the time, and we score early, which is really important at home, because after you can relax a little bit and play the counter and score a few other goals. I just try to hit the target on that particular area, because we had some players there to try to affect the keeper, and we did, and I was lucky to score.
I think the boy's head's probably about 4.5 feet off the ground. He ducks to head the ball. Felly never looks at him, only watching the ball, trying to toe poke it away. Does toe poke it away, and the referee gives a free kick for it, which is wrong, and then books him. So no, we think that's harsh.
3 of the next 5 games were against Liverpool, and they've got a chapter all of their own. So we'll jump forward a few weeks at this stage and welcome Arsenal to Goodison Park for another night of high drama.
Away by Gallus. Arteta stabs it forward. Cahill going forward, shoots into the side netting, but Everton's best moment of the game. Sharp work in and around the penalty area, and Tim Cahill got onto it, stayed on his feet when he perhaps might have gone down as he went through 2 players, got his shot away, but just into the side netting. But as I say, Everton's best moment of the game. Into Fellaini. Back to Pienaar. Baines is onside. Decent ball in. Cahill! Yes! Tim Cahill in the air does it again! Oh, take that, says Tim Cahill, and that header, after Baines stayed onside and delivered it, that header brings up 100 career goals for Tim Cahill. Great header back across the goal, made it difficult for the goalkeeper Almunia. And it's Arsenal 0, Everton 1. Excellent header. Danielson to Nasri. Held up by Osman. Well played, Leon Osman. Almost an error there. Puts it forward, looks for Van Persie inside the penalty area. Oh, and Van Persie got an equaliser for Arsenal. How cruel can football be? It was just a one ball downfield. Everton for once were caught out.
Well, it's difficult when you play so well tonight, and you know I felt that we deserved all 3 points, and for the life of me I really thought we'd see it out and see the game. But good players punish you if you make mistakes, and we just did 1 or 2 mistakes leading up to the goal.
The clock's ticking into the 90th minute, and so you know we try and keep the ball, you know, maybe put in the corners and run the clock down. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. They got us, you know, a great ball over the top, fantastic touch, and you know he smashed it, you know, past the keeper. So maybe it could have been avoided, but it's something we need to learn from.
The big games were coming thick and fast, and just 3 days after the Gunners, Everton faced the short but daunting trip up the M62 to Manchester United.
Almost to the halfway line as Ferdinand helps it on to John O'Shea. Tevez with a touch on, trying to find Michael Carrick. Was he clipped from behind there? The referee points to the spot. Carrick clearly clipped from behind. He didn't go down, but there was enough of a challenge on him from Mikel Arteta for the referee Mark Halsey to point to the spot. And they'd pretty much gone past Arteta when the foot came out. So Ronaldo against Howard. Ronaldo strikes it and it's 1-0. Well, I suppose you could say it went the right way, but maybe a little bit too early.
We're disappointed, but I've got to say that Manchester United played very well, and we needed our goalkeeper to be in top form. But the one thing, we were never out of the game. We were always in it. You know, the players hung in there and to give ourselves an opportunity of trying to get something back. As I said, we're playing against a very good team at this moment in time. But I thought our energy levels were just a wee bit below where we've been, but that would be understandable with the games we've had in recent weeks.
Elsewhere in January, Jack Rodwell netted for Everton in the FA Youth Cup against Burnley. Everton Tigers won their first ever trophy, the British Basketball League Cup. The City Council denied Everton the chance to sell Belfield. Robert Elston was formally named as the new Chief Executive Officer, and Thomas Gravison announced his retirement from professional football. From Monday 19th of January to Wednesday 4th of February, Everton played Liverpool 3 times, twice at Anfield and once at Goodison. It was an amazing 16 days, and Everton emerged unbeaten after 3 heavyweight bouts. Round 1, it's Liverpool versus Everton at Anfield, with Premier League points up for grabs.
Well, just 30 seconds of the game gone. Good effort that by Victor Anichebe, and that will do his confidence no harm at all. It was a good save by Reina. Brought it down, hit it quickly first time and very nearly deceived Pepe Reina. Osman trying to spill into space, and Anichebe. Chance for him to cross. Does so. Cahill gets the header in. Great save by Pepe Reina, and it needed to be. Great effort from Tim Cahill. Anichebe's cross, and 25 minutes gone, and Tim Cahill was very close indeed to giving Everton the lead. Riera plays it in, flicked on by Hupia, who stayed up. Chance here, this is Skirtle. Gerrard shoots, great saves, chance for Hupia, great tackle by Baines. That was a goal-saving tackle by Leighton Baines for Everton, as Liverpool put on the pressure. Hupia stayed up, fell for Skirtle, he didn't fancy it. Shot coming in, and Baines was in when it looked as though Hupia was favourite to knock the ball into the goal after Gerrard's shot was palmed away. Great piece of defensive work by Leighton Baines. Here's Gerrard, tries his luck and scores for Liverpool. Steven Gerrard puts Liverpool in front. Tim Howard going at full length, couldn't keep the ball out. Baines is in a good position for Everton as well. Here's Arteta. Drills it in, and it's in! It's an equaliser, and Tim Cahill has scored it! Tim Cahill gets the equaliser for Everton. Liverpool 1, Everton 1, and Tim Cahill becomes only the third Everton player to score in 3 Anfield derbies. Well, he was sent off at Goodison Park in September, and he's come back with a bang here. Drilled in, he wasn't picked up, and the glancing header flew past Pepe Reina into the back of the goal. Cahill just skipped in front of a player. He wasn't picked up as he made that run, and the free kick from Mikel Arteta found him like an arrow. An equaliser for Everton.
First half was a little bit touchy and edgy. I thought the second half, it started a little bit better for both sides. And I think in the end, we deserved the point because we kept putting the pressure on when it was 1-0, and I thought as soon as it went 1-0, really, we looked a stronger side. I think maybe it released a bit of pressure. There was almost nothing to lose at that point, and we looked a bit better.
The manager's been fantastic this week. He's given us the confidence and the platform to go out there, and we've gone on the field today looking to win the game, and all credit to the manager for sending us out with that confidence.
Round 2. It's all back to Anfield, but this time the prize is a place in the next round of the FA Cup.
Cahill, of course, is always going to be a problem. Again, Lescott and Cahill in close proximity. It's in! It's scored by Julian Lescott! And once again, Tim Cahill has got away from the Liverpool defence. It was finished by Julian Lescott. But Liverpool's marking not good enough again, and Everton take the lead here. 26 minutes gone. Tim Cahill's header knocked across the line by Julian Lescott. His first goal in the FA Cup. And it's Liverpool 0, Everton 1. The marker was Alonso. He couldn't keep hold of Tim Cahill. And that was the last touch. Julian Lescott nods it in at the spine cop end. It's Liverpool 0, Everton 1. Gerrard flicks it on to Torres. Still Torres, flick forward to Gerrard. Gerrard inside the penalty area, got to go on his own, and he scored. The only person looking capable of piercing the Everton defence is their captain, Steven Gerrard.
No, the Everton lads were really resilient today, and dug in and stuck at it and never gave in. And in the end, we've got a chance to play them at Goodison and hopefully get through in the next round.
Obviously, when we go 1-0 up, we are confident that we can hold out, but we knew it was going to be tough second half. Liverpool come out and pressed us most of the half, so we've got to be happy with the draw.
Round 3. This time, Everton have home advantage, and at last, there's a knockout blow.
Quickly, and Everton have won it fairly. Now, this is Osman. Cahill in space in front of him. He's still got room, Cahill. This is Arteta, though, for Everton. Plays it in. Here's Tim Cahill. Great layoff chance. Oh, Osman hits the post. Still danger here. Ball played in. Rodwell goes for the header. Can't get there. There's that move again. Lovely little layoff by Cahill to Osman. Looked as though he must score. But Leon Osman really got the meat of his boot behind it, but not the direction. And that's how agonisingly close he was. Alonso. Skirtle gives it away, and Lescott will drive forward here. Well, Lucas's challenge, and this could be... Is it another yellow? Is he going to go? He is. Lucas is off. It's a second yellow for Lucas. Ridiculous challenge by Lucas. He leaves the field. Liverpool are reduced to 10 men. Now it's Jagielka who continues his run into the middle. Chance for the ball to be played into the danger zone. Great chance here for Gosling. Still Gosling shoots and scores for Everton. Dan Gosling's broken the deadlock with 3 minutes of extra time still to play. Dan Gosling, the youngster, scores his second goal for Everton and has surely won the game for the Blues. But he was cool and he was calm. And he knocked the ball into the corner of the goal.
It's been like that the 3 games, but there's been nothing to choose between the teams. For the first 30 minutes, they totally dominated. We couldn't get the ball, and then we showed our composure. We needed to show a little bit more courage, and we did that. And like I say, fantastic occasion, great games, and we're just so happy that we sent our fans home happy.
You know, one day went down to 10 men. You know, we had to make sure we done our jobs and didn't give it away. And it's been hard. We've had 3 games against Liverpool, so let's remember, you know, what they've spent to get in the position they're in compared to what we've done. So. You know, you take a wee bit of pride in that, but in the same breath, it's 11v11 when they cross over the line, and the Everton players never let MD down tonight, that was for sure.
With FA Cup progress secured, Everton could refocus on qualifying for Europe. They were nicely placed in the table as February arrived, and they had a touch of Brazilian flair to help them along the way. Manchester City paid £19 million for Joe in the summer of 2008, but he failed to settle at Eastlands and was more than happy to swap light blue for royal blue just 6 months later. The Joe effect was immediate as he netted twice against Bolton Wanderers in a glorious debut.
Joe again, neat stuff. Baines once more. First time ball in for Grenier. Now for Everton, still Joe goes down me there. Or did Joe play for it? Whatever, the referee has pointed to the penalty spot. So it just probably went a little bit too early there, Jääskeläinen, but clipped home by a delighted Mikel Arteta. Neat stuff by Mikel Arteta. Neville, Gosling, Neville again. Joe using his weight, brilliant skills. Joe scores for Everton on his debut. What a brilliant goal by the Brazilian. Well, he came to Everton and everybody was hoping that David Moyes could get a tune out of him, and that one will go down as a classic. The footwork's neat off the field, it was certainly neat on it. Looped up in the air, used his strength, wonderful piece of skill, and then the shot low down, making it difficult for Jääskeläinen. Had the benefit of a ricochet, in fairness, off Gary Cahill, but it doesn't make any difference. Look at that, brought it down, fell for him, and hit it under the body of Jääskeläinen. And Everton fans, as Van der Meijden comes forward, Joe just in front of him. They'll be looking forward to next weekend as well, but before that, here's Gosling. That definitely hit the player's hand, and it's a penalty. Mark Davis has handled inside the penalty area, and it's another penalty for Everton. Attempts to make it 2 from the penalty spot in injury time at Goodison Park. So will it be his second goal for Everton? It is. Joe rattles it in. It's Everton 3, Bolton Wanderers 0. Everton 3, Bolton Wanderers 0. Again, Jääskeläinen went the right way.
Well, I think after the game we had in midweek, for the players to come out and do it again, the first 45 minutes was maybe as well as we've played at times this season. And when we only got the penalty kick and we were in one, but we put the same boys back out again. Enforced injuries to Fellaini and Stephen Pienaar were the only changes we made. So I have to give them great credit for going and doing it. The players have been fantastic.
Very important for us. It was a hard game mentally for us after playing for so long on Wednesday and all the pressure and everything. But I think we started the game really well. We played terrific in the first half, and we could score more goals. And to get the 3 points again, keep winning and keep battling, because we've got no players. We need to play some young lads there that they're doing very well as well. So keeping this form, I think, is terrific for the lads.
The FA Cup 5th round draw presented Everton with another tough obstacle to overcome in the shape of Aston Villa. Once again, though, the Toffees met the challenge head on.
Arteta's corner. Nobody picked up Cahill, and it's gone in this time, and it's Jack Rodwell, and Everton lead. Nobody picked up Tim Cahill, and Jack Rodwell was quickest on the rebound, and Everton lead inside 4 minutes, and it's the youngster Jack Rodwell who nets for his side. Petrov denying Cahill, and Rodwell from the rebound, making no mistake. Petrov again. Agbonlahor to chase. Gabby Agbonlahor, was he tripped? He was. It's a penalty to Aston Villa. It's Milner. It's 1-1, and James Milner, with his 5th of the season, levels for Aston Villa in the 8th minute. Only won by Tony Hibbert. Now here goes Anichebe. Victor Anichebe, and still going. Anichebe takes the tumble, and it's another penalty. Steve Sidwell, the man who brought down the on-rushing Victor Anichebe. Sidwell goes into the book, and it's a second penalty of the afternoon at Goodison Park. Can Brad Friedel deny him? It's Arteta. It's there, and Everton lead by 2-1. And it's the Spanish playmaker Mikel Arteta with his 7th of the season who restores Everton's lead. Gosling again. Baines. Cahill. Anichebe. Gosling running ahead of him. Here's Gosling. It's gone beyond him. Cahill! Surely it's there. Everton with their 3rd of the afternoon, and it's Tim Cahill. Cahill with the goal that sends the Gladys Street into delirium. And is that the goal that sinks Aston Villa's FA Cup hopes for the season? And this time he has netted beyond Gosling and beyond Davis.
I've got to say well done to the players, and well done to the players who come into the team, you know, the likes of Jack Rodwell and Victor Anichebe today. I thought today was the most sort of struggling we had been for numbers, with Pienaar and Osman out and Fellaini out. I knew we were going to be short, but all credit to them. I thought they came in, it looked seamless really, and they went on and kept the whole thing moving along.
Everton's next game was a goalless draw at Newcastle United. It was a hard-earned clean sheet for the Blues, but it was another disastrous day on the injury front.
Yobo clears, but the ball goes out. Arteta's taken a bit of a knock. No, just tweaked the inside of his leg by the look of it. It was purely accidental as he went in for that challenge, and just the way he landed. So Mikel Arteta, with his leg in a brace, his right leg, gets ready to leave the field here. Baines takes it. Oh, cleared off the line by Harper. It was Yobo's header, I think. Cleared off the line by Harper. Good save in the end. It looked as though he'd reacted too late. Yobo making the run. Well worked corner, lovely glancing header. Good save in the end by Harper. Reaction effort. Here's Baines. Whips one in far post. Jagielka volleys wide of the target. Ball forward for Neville. Cut out though by Enrique. Good play by Anichebe. He's won the ball back well. Neville's in space on the right. Just couldn't find him, unfortunately. The referee has pulled play back here for that challenge on Victor Anichebe, and he's calling Nolan to him. Now, it's red. Kevin Nolan is off for that challenge on Victor Anichebe. And that was what Kevin Nolan went off for. Bad challenge, really, really bad challenge by Kevin Nolan. No ifs and buts about it, and that sort of challenge should be getting more than a 3-match ban. Saha. Well, decent effort from Rodwell, who claims the corner kick. Said that Harper got a touch and My suspicion is he did.
I mean, obviously the injury to Mikel's probably the biggest blow of it all. And then, you know, for long periods we probably played for about an hour, I think, against 10 men and hardly created any chances. But in the same breath, we stopped Newcastle getting many, and you know, a draw's not a bad result, but I think in the circumstances we're disappointed not to take all three, and bitterly disappointed because of the injury to Mikel. It was a sending off, there's no doubt about that. I thought it at the time when I saw it. I don't think Kevin Nolan's actually that type of player. I don't think he is. Whether he mistimed it and ended up with his 2 feet in, or whether he got there late, whatever. But it was a bad tackle, and it was definitely a sending off.
Mikel Arteta's season was over. It was a heartbreaking ending for arguably the club's most influential player so far, and a massive blow both for the player and the club.
There's nothing I can do now. I've been trying to do my best on the pitch. I think the team has been playing really well. And all I want is just everyone to keep positive, the manager first, all the players and the fans, because we still got really good things to happen this season. We've got the FA Cup, where I really believe that we've got a big chance to make something important.
That particular week didn't get much better for David Moyes. In fact, it got even worse when Victor Enichebe was also ruled out for the rest of the season. Struggling West Bromwich Albion proved stubborn opponents on the last day of February, but a goal in each half was enough to ensure that for the first time this season, Everton ended a month unbeaten.
Tony Mowbray will be reasonably happy with the way his side have played. It has to be said that Tim Howard has been the goalkeeper who's had to make the saves so far in this game, and so far really Scott Carson untested. He might be tested here though. He won't, because he was nowhere near the ball, and Tim Cahill nods the ball into the goal to give Everton the lead. Cahill not offside. The goalkeeper Carson came, he was nowhere near the ball. Scott Carson and Tim Cahill rose to it. Great leap, great header, trademark stuff really from the little Australian. Brunt with the corner for West Bromwich Albion. Header coming in, and it's gone over the line, has it? Well, West Bromwich Albion are appealing that that ball went over the line. They're claiming there was an equaliser. This will be fascinating to see. Ball comes in, it was Donk who got the header in. Nobody quite got the touch, but it did not go over the line. Phil Jagielka prevented that ball from going over the line, and the linesman got it absolutely right. Again, Carson not tested. Here's Joe, Saha I should say. Oh, and he's tested there. And Louis Saha turns and gets an absolute cracker. Well, just what Everton needed that. Phil Neville and David Moyes having a long chat with one another on the touchline. Good play by Pienaar. That was the turn, that was the shot. I don't think really that Carson was too ready for it, realised that he might not have just been in the right position, and the turn and shot by Louis Saha, quite brilliant. Great effort by Saha.
We knew before we played that West Brom are a great passing team. You know, I don't think they deserve to be at the bottom, but it happens, you know, if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, and we knew today was going to be one of the hardest games of the season. I'm just really happy that, you know, getting the goals, and we're really playing well. You know, we had a big we're pretty down in the week, and you know, now we've picked ourselves up, and you know, we did really well out there.
Well, I'm happy with the result, not happy with the performance. I have to give them a lot of credit to West Brom today. They passed it well and made it difficult for us, and we were just a little bit behind it as well.
What else happened in February? Well, Phil Jagielka earned an England recall. The inquiry into the quest to build a new stadium in Kirkby came to an end, and Jack Rodwell signed a new contract that tied him to Everton until 2012. Throughout the 2008-2009 season, representatives from all facets of Everton went out and about to meet the supporters. Led by Chief Executive Officer Robert Elston, club officials and players visited various official supporters clubs. This one in mid-Cheshire was particularly well received. David Moyes knew that March was going to be a big month. He was without key players such as Ikubu and Arteta, but there was a European qualification battle to be won, and there was also a sight of Wembley. There was some very good news to kick the month off. David Moyes was named as the Barclays Premier League Manager of the Month for February, and Phil Jagielka collected the Players' Award. The midweek visit to Blackburn Rovers was one to quickly forget, with chances few and far between, and a 0-0 outcome just about summing things up.
Neville got Pinar inside him. Decent ball in, looking for Joe. Just avoided everybody. Jagielka's in there helping out. Cahill goes down. Great effort from Stephen Pinar. Very well saved indeed by Jason Brown. 7 minutes to go to half-time. Ball turned in. Came to Pinar. Not easy for Brown to see that when the shot came in. It was hit at full belt. Great reaction save. Header in chance here. Oh, just over the top from Jolyon Lescott. He had to spin to try to get himself into a position to strike that one on target. He did really well, just couldn't keep it down, unfortunately, Jolyon Lescott. And the ball, inches over the crossbar.
At this point of the season, it's a good point away from home. Obviously, Blackburn again are fighting for survival, but we need to win games like this if we want to push on and get into Europe. Phil Neville said to me before the game, I'm going to score, so I was quite confident going up there, but unfortunately I didn't hit the target.
No, we're disappointed because I think that we want to take the 3 points, but on the same breath, we've had a lot of wins away from home this season. We've now drawn at Newcastle and drawn at Blackburn. You've got no divine right to beat these teams because they've got a lot to fight for and a lot to play for. And as we've said before, you know, we're 1 or 2 down at times, so we have to maybe sometimes accept it. But I thought tonight a point at Blackburn, not a bad result. I'd have liked to have played much better and passed it better, but it wasn't to be. They made it very difficult.
A trip to Wembley Stadium was the prize on offer when Everton hosted Middlesbrough in the 6th round of the FA Cup. The Blues made a poor start, and the dream was fading until the half-time introduction of Louis Saha.
Danny O'Neill with the free kick for Middlesbrough. Yobo's header. Bates. Pinar trying to get back. Lobbed in dangerously. It's gone in, has it? Has it crossed the line? It's gone in and it's Wheater that scored it. Howard decided to stand his line, got a hand to it. Osman. Jagielka back to Cahill. Dangerous ball for Fellaini! Who scores for Everton? Maroon Fellaini! Cahill lobbed the ball in, the goalkeeper came, lofts it forward, the ball almost dies in the wind there on the edge of the Middlesbrough penalty area. Arker is in, so is Osman. Good looking ball, looking for Saha, couldn't get a connection. Pinar will keep the pressure on the Middlesbrough defence. Played it dangerously again and nodded home by Louis Saha! And Goodison Park goes wild! Pinar turned and played it in quickly, it was a lovely one, and Saha nipping in to the gap between defenders.
They didn't play like Everton in the first half. Start of the second half, they got to people, made it harder, and we know that, you know, we're without 1 or 2 at the moment, but that was no excuse for the way they were. And you know, to be fair, they're brilliant lads. They've got a great spirit, and they didn't half show it, and they needed to, because there was a few years tingling when they went out in the second half.
If Everton were going to win the FA Cup, they were going to have to do it the hard way, as the semi-final draw paired them with Manchester United. The decision to play the semi-finals at Wembley wasn't exactly a popular one, but that didn't deter Evertonians when the tickets went on sale.
You can see the people at the back there, they've got hours to wait. Doesn't matter, we're going to Wembley, so wait as long as we want.
It's worth standing in the cold and the freezing weather for this. It's been a long time, but well worth it.
The fans had that Wembley feeling. But the players were quickly back on the points trail when James Beattie returned to Everton with Stoke City.
James Beattie getting some applause from the fans for that reaction to him falling over there. Ball has been taken from there, or maybe it just drifted out, but anyway, it's Everton. And the ball through to Joe. Chance here for Joe, and he scores! Joe, on loan from Manchester City, gets his third goal for Everton. Ball forward by Fellaini, Joe onside. And as I say, although Sorensen got a hand on it, the power of the shot was enough to take it past the Stoke goalkeeper and Everton lead. First time ball to Osman, good angle to play it into, header coming in from Kane, it's turned in by Jolyon Lescott, and Jolyon Lescott turns the ball home for Everton. Well, it was a good first time ball forward by Yobo, played in, Cahill got up with a header, palmed away, but palmed straight into the path of Jolyon Lescott, and Jolyon Lescott makes it Everton 2, Stoke City 0. It was a palm straight at the Everton man, and again, as I say, there will be questions about whether Thomas Sorensen should have done better than he did there. One of the areas where Stoke try to benefit the throws of Delap and set pieces like this with the height in the area, and in short cross gets a free header and the ball goes in by the far post. Well, that was a soft one from Everton. There was nobody making a challenge, and Tim Howard this is Saha, Rodwell wants it, still Louis Saha, Rodwell in space there, if he could have just slipped it to him, still might be something on for Everton. There's a chance, it's all over! Right at the end of the 45 minutes. The ball has been rattled home. It's been turned in by Marouane Fellaini. And Marouane Fellaini has scored for Everton. Everton 3, Stoke City 1. Took a deflection off Sidibe's boot, but Fellaini claims it. And his goal now has virtually guaranteed Everton all 3 points here.
First half, I think we played some good football. Second half, we made it difficult for ourselves. We allowed Stoke back into the game, and you know, when you allow them back into the game, you're going to work for it, and that's what happened. So you saw 2 different Evertons today.
No, they made it difficult. Second half, we always knew the game wasn't over after their last away game. They came back with only 5 minutes left, so we knew it was going to be hard. But we felt confident in the first half, and we always felt we could hold out.
I remember 7 years ago playing Fulham and getting a result here and feeling a relief. And I think all managers after a win, you get a little bit of relief. And I thought today it was the same. It was a hard-fought game, but we got there in the end.
Everton were now breathing down the necks of Aston Villa, but a dismal display on the south coast left them pointless at Portsmouth, despite a first Everton goal of his career for Leighton Baines.
He'll end up with Joe, well picked up by Saha. Was he tripped out? It'll be Leighton Baines who's going to take it. Here is Baines, curls it in and he scored! And it's Portsmouth 0, Everton 1. Curled round, James didn't get sighting of the ball. Here's what he sees. Shaw clips a decent looking ball in, danger here, Crouch with a header, Glenn Johnson with the header across, Johnson it was, danger, it's in.
Disappointed with the result, that's obvious. No, we didn't play that well, but the game was won by 2 corner kicks, set pieces, and we'll keep winning games, haven't you? We didn't win today, so that's fine. But if you said to me 3 months ago, you know, I don't know, we've had 1 or 2 defeats in 18, 19 games, I think we'd have quite happily settled for that.
The Fratton Park defeat was a setback, unquestionably. But there was at least some good news for David Moyes when Lars Jakobsen finally made his first team debut.
I'm not too happy about the result. Of course, we want to win every time, and we didn't do so today. So, it's kind of overshadows everything that we lost it. So, I'm actually quite disappointed right now. But happy to at least have made my debut. That's a great thing.
Also in the month of March, Jose Baxter signed a new 2.5-year deal. Season tickets for 2009-2010 went on sale. Ian Turner joined Nottingham Forest on loan. Leighton Baines was called up by England for the first time. And Victor Anichebe gave his full support to the Show Racism the Red Card project. The Pompey loss was only Everton's second defeat in 19 games, and they were still well placed to qualify for Europe as the penultimate month of the season dawned. The fourth place was becoming less likely. One of the teams in the pack chasing Everton in the Premier League table was Wigan Athletic, and so a tight game was expected when Steve Bruce brought his side to Goodison Park. In the event, though, it was a stroll for the Toffees.
Lays it off to Osman, forward to Joe, here's a chance for Joe, and he delivers! Joe scores for Everton! His fourth goal of the season. It was straightforward stuff for Laney, using his strength and his power, finding Osman. Joe was onside when the ball was played forward, and he dispatched it perfectly into the far corner. Well, David Moyes, the Everton manager, has said that he'll be waiting to see what Joe can do between now and the end of the season before he makes a firm decision on his future. Well, he won't have done his chances of a permanent move to Goodison Park any harm by that goal. Osman to Hibbert, chance to cross, does so, it's there, great start to the second half, and Marouane Fellaini turns the ball home for Everton. So within 2 minutes of the restart, Everton take a 2-0 lead, and that will be a nice little cushion for Everton and for Davy Moyes. Ball into Hibbert, and really the marking was slack. It looked an innocuous ball in as far as the Wigan defenders were concerned, but it wasn't as far as Marouane Fellaini was concerned, and he really took that very well indeed. Turned, kept it down, and they went to sleep, the Wigan Athletic defence, and Marouane Fellaini made them pay for it. There's Jagielka. This is Pinar. Touch to Osman. Think about the shot here. Instead, here's Fellaini. Joe must score. Joe does score. Everton 3, Wigan Athletic 0. And the Brazilian is on a hat-trick. And I think most of the crowd here at Goodison Park could have tucked that one away. But it was easy in the end. Osman, lovely little play though. Neat touch by Fellaini. Blocked by Kirkland, who was exposed once again. And Joe had the simple chance of tapping it home. Everton 3, Wigan Athletic 0. Neville to Fellaini. Joe making a run forward. Fellaini tries the shot. Chance here for 4. Buried by Leon Osman. Neat build-up. Shot coming in. Osman was not offside, and he rattled the ball into the goal. Well, this game, within 15 minutes of the restart, is all over. It's just a question of how many Everton can get now, and Leon Osman delighted with that one.
Yeah, of course. We're playing a team who's next in the league. We've had 2 weeks for international break, so it's always going to be difficult to get back and get playing at top form. But we did that today, I felt.
Well, I always said if we could try and look to the Champions League, we'll try and do so, and we'll keep trying to do so as long as it's there. But obviously Arsenal are the side who are in pole position, and I think as we speak, Aston Villa are doing very well. So who knows? But we're certainly getting ourselves much closer to getting a UEFA Cup spot.
Everton and Aston Villa had already played out 2 excellent games this season, and when they clashed at Villa Park, it was another thriller.
Joe foraging. Leighton Baines with a chance to cross. Didn't take it. Joe trying to wrestle his way through. Baines once more. And it's a tap-in for Fellaini. And Everton hit the front inside 19 minutes of Villa Park.
Just have a look at the amount of blue shirts. I mean, Leighton Baines, the opposition fullback, has remained up there in the box. The ball falls rather fortunately to him. And this is a great cross. Fellaini's got the simple task of just putting it in the empty net. It's a great ball in from Leighton Baines. How'd you like him, son? Just letting them know.
Oh! And somehow it is turned in the end, and Tim Cahill has got it. Everton double the lead. And Aston Villa do not know what has hit them.
Well, I think Cahill's headed this ball twice. 1, 2, pick that out. What a start for Everton. I think it comes off the shoulder of Cahill to start with. Hits the bar, bounces down, comes straight back to him.
And Everton absolutely loving this at the moment. Barry, can he spark them into life? Carew might. Petrov, bit of urgency now. Luke Young to Milner. Dangerous cross. Can he make something of it? Agbonlahor Carew! Suddenly there's a lifeline for Aston Villa and a route back into this match. And John Carew has provided it.
It's spelled nicely for John Carew. Milner with a good cross. It's a header by Lescott. It bounces down to Carew. Look at that, he's put them back in it, 2-1. Just what the manager Martin O'Neill needed, just what his team needed, and just what the fans needed.
Pienaar trying to wrestle shooting space. Oh, that is magnificent. Well, Everton have reasserted themselves in some style there.
Phil Neville just plays it into Pienaar. He knows exactly where he's putting that ball. Was Brad Friedel somewhat unsighted? Just gets on the half turn, sets fire to it, picks his spot. Friedel doesn't even move, and that's a great finish.
Milner might fancy his chances this time. Indeed he does! Oh, what a response from Aston Villa! James Milner with a firecracker of a free kick.
Simple free kick from the edge of the box. That's a quality strike. You might ask questions about the way he's lined his wall up.
Carew and Petrov looking to get in there. And this time Howard Webb does award the penalty. Well, there's been many a shout. Howard Webb found that one convincing enough, but David Moyes certainly didn't feel it was.
It's just a clumsy kick of the ball. Did he make contact? Does he make contact here with Petrov? Yeah, he certainly makes contact.
Barry scores, and Aston Villa have shown remarkable strength of spirit in this match. Twice 2 goals down, now they are level for the first time.
As I said, all round I thought we had a really good team performance, and the only hint of disappointment is we're ahead in the game twice and didn't see it out. But when you come to Aston Villa, you have to expect that. They're a good side. They get the ball in the box a lot to Carew, and you have to defend a lot.
7 days after that 6-goal cracker, Everton were down Wembley Way for an FA Cup semi-final showdown with Manchester United. The supporters had waited 14 years to sample the unique atmosphere of the National Stadium again, and they were determined to soak up every minute. So the fans were playing their part, now it was down to the players. What followed was an afternoon of drama and emotion that nobody will ever forget.
Well, if you're a professional footballer, these are the games that you want to play in. A sunny day and Wembley Stadium. What drama will there be today? Going forward to Fellaini. Does well that time, Fellaini. Has Saha. Lays it off this time to Cahill. Tim Cahill for Everton, tries a shot, and it breaks away from Foster, and just didn't fall for Pienaar. That's a penalty, is it? No, not given. Welbeck went down, and that looked for anything like a penalty. And that is all. We're going to have extra time in the second FA Cup semi-final. Ricochet to Baines. Baines turns it back. Chance here. Oh! It was an opportunity for James Vaughan. There is no question about it. The end of extra time. Ferdinand against Howard. And he saved it! Tim Howard has saved it! Everton lead by a goal to nil! If Phil Jagielka scores this, Everton are through to the FA Cup final. Imagine how Phil Jagielka feels. Here he comes, he's got a blast and he's scored! And Everton are through to the FA Cup final! They've done it! Incredible stuff!
They've done great today for us. You know, their effort, the preparation we went into getting the result. So I've just got to credit them for what they're doing. In adversity all season, you know, you think of the injuries and whatnot, and it'd have been easy for us all to go under. But more importantly, the players have picked themselves up and made sure it's not been noticeable.
After the glory of Wembley, the victorious Everton party opted to stay in the capital city to prepare for the midweek Premier League fixture at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. It was another solid performance by the buoyant Toffees.
Ball forward, neat layoff by Cahill. Neville. Cahill. Joe, here's Joe. Chance here for Joe. Saved by Cech. Well, there was a man in the middle as well. There's Everton now with Osman. Good ball to Pienaar. Pienaar might think about the shot here. Does. Whoa, that was not far away. Very good effort indeed by Steven Pienaar. Came after a spell of Chelsea pressure. And Pienaar saw the angle and he wasn't that far away. Did that well. Ivanovic joins in. Neville heads away. John Terry. That's a good effort, a really good effort, forcing the save from Tim Howard. And came forward in oceans of space. And a really good shot left-footed. Lampard. Ivanovic. Danger here, Drogba hits the bar! Still danger for Everton, this is Cole. Tries to play it in, appeals once again from the crowd for handball. Typical turn, lashed it. Howard was beaten.
I was really pleased. I thought they played terrifically well. After the opening 15-20 minutes, we showed a bit of tiredness, but I thought we got stronger as the game went on. Passed it well, made a few chances, so really pleased with the work they put in tonight.
I think we pushed Chelsea really close tonight. I think, you know, we knew it was going to be tough after what we had at the weekend, but I thought our work rate was fantastic and we really gave them a tough time. We did create a few chances. We knew Chelsea, you know, they're strong at home, so we looked to hit them on the counter-attack and break quickly. We did that a few times and perhaps caught them by surprise.
What a few days it had been, but it all finally caught up with Everton when Manchester City came to Goodison. It was the third game in 6 days for David Moyes' men, and it showed.
Given stays. Saha. City get it away. Great ball forward. Robinho on the run here. This is Robinho taking on Jagielka. Scores for Manchester City. Robinho has scored for City, his 14th goal of the season. And happy to score. Everton 0, Manchester City 1. Problems here for Everton. Ireland brings it down. Tracked him back. And he finished. Casido finds Ireland. Robinho is away on the left-hand side, but that's not good enough. And, oh, there's a problem here. Oh dear. There is a problem here for Phil Jagielka. It looks as though he has tweaked a hamstring. I think it's Phil Jagielka, or is it Yes, it's Jagielka. Let's watch again. But now, Everton down to 10 men and trailing by 2-0. And sometimes the fates conspire against you, and they have just now. This is Gosling. Gosling for Everton. Great goal. Well taken by young Dan Gosling. Excellent first touch. That set up the chance. And Dan Gosling scores.
Well, we're disappointed, but the players have put in a great effort over the week, so maybe this one was always going to be difficult for us, but you're always disappointed when you lose.
Everton had lost at home, but that paled into insignificance when news filtered through that Phil Jagielka's injury, picked up in the second half, would rule him out of the FA Cup final and keep him out of action for up to 6 months.
Not great news at the moment, so we'll wait for confirmation, but it's not looking awfully good at the moment.
It was another crushing blow for David Moyes, but this time it seemed to hit harder. To lose your best player of the season so close to Wembley was heartbreaking for everyone, none more so than for Jagielka himself.
I was going through fits and starts of crying. It wasn't so much, I just couldn't control it. I couldn't go and see my parents, my missus, my friends afterwards, because as soon as I went to go and see them, I just felt myself fill up. So it was hard, and obviously everyone wanted to come and see me. They all come and see me in the treatment room, but you know, 1 minute I'd be fine, you know, trying to make, you know, laughing jokes, and the next minute I'd just be crying my eyes out. It was just the emotions that my body was going through. Obviously managed to get calmed down. Danny took me to the scan straight away. They wanted to wait a day, but I couldn't. Well, I wouldn't have slept. So went in the scan, about half an hour scan. I think after about 2 minutes, they knew. Obviously where the cruise ship was supposed to be. There was a gap, so we knew then. You know what we feared had actually happened.
Elsewhere in April, former Everton hero David Unsworth announced his retirement from playing to concentrate on coaching. Howard Webb was announced as the FA Cup final referee, and Robert Elston expressed his disappointment at the Cup final ticket allocation. The magnificent NSPCC Centre in Liverpool is no more than a couple of long goal kicks away from Goodison Park. So Everton were delighted to adopt it as one of the club's officially nominated charities for the 2008-2009 season. The partnership raised in excess of £30,000 for the NSPCC Hargreaves Centre in North Liverpool.
It makes you really proud and makes you humble that you know, you're coming here today to help raise the awareness of such an important cause. And the children here today have been brilliant, so respectful and so interested in what I had to say. And it's great as a club, Everton, support these things, and you know, it's something that footballers don't get a lot of praise for, but it's something that a lot of footballers do a lot of.
Everton's month of May fixture list comprised of a visit to Sunderland and then 4 games against London teams, 2 at home, 1 away, and 1 at Wembley. By now, the battle for 5th place was a straight bout between the Blues and Aston Villa. Sunderland still needed points to secure their Premier League safety when Everton went to the Stadium of Light, but you wouldn't have thought so as the visitors won at a canter.
Chance here for Pienaar, is there? Stephen Pienaar scores for Everton! Shook off Bardsley. Stephen Pienaar has put Everton in front here, and he's been offered space as well. Stephen Pienaar into Fellaini, and Marouane Fellaini knocks in his 8th league goal of the season, his 9th altogether. And surely Everton on their way.
Well, I think just to come away and get a result, you know, obviously, you know, we've got a big game at the end of the month, and it's undoubtedly on the players' minds. So it was great that the focus today back on it, with the disappointment last week of losing against Manchester City. But to be fair to the lads, they got themselves back together and got a result today.
And 1-2 first half, and then half we did much better. And we always put to be much higher than last season, and yeah, so the 3 points means a lot to the team.
Next up, it was Tottenham Hotspur at Goodison Park, and an afternoon to forget.
For Everton on the counter-attack, ball forward to Joe. Here's Joe. Gomez is in no man's land. is in. Still Tim Cahill. Kept his eye on it, Tim Cahill. Superb did.
I thought we played very well in the second half and, you know, made probably the better opportunities. But I thought for the first 30 minutes, Spurs were the better side. We found it difficult to cope with them. But no, we rode a little bit of luck, and I thought by the end of the first half we'd get back into it and made 1 or 2 chances ourselves.
Going into halftime, we pushed on a little bit, did pretty well, so we wanted to continue that in the second half. Much better in the second half. The tempo was good. You know, we had our foot on the gas, and had the game gone on a little bit longer, we might have scored, but it didn't. So, but they're a tough team to play against. They really make it difficult for you.
2 games to go now, and 5th place still very much up for grabs. Aston Villa were at Middlesbrough when Everton welcomed West Ham United for the final Goodison fixture of the campaign. By the close of play, it was very much advantage Everton.
Now this is Kovac. Tries an effort and scores. Well, that was right out of the blue from Radoslav Kovac. Couldn't get too much of a sight of it, I don't think. Tim Howard reacted late. The ball was swerving, but West Ham United take the lead. Clip forward to Louis Saha. Still Saha for Everton. Surrounded by Claret-Chet. Here's a chance. That's going to be a penalty. Tim Cahill nicking the ball, going forward, brought down, and a red card. Well, West Ham United all of a sudden are in big trouble here because James Tompkins has been sent off the field. No hesitation. There was where the ball was won. There was where Tompkins put his foot out. He was the last man. There was no covering defender. And so by the letter of the law, young James Tompkins, who made his debut here last season, has been sent off in his second game at Goodison Park. And he does. Louis Saha gets his 6th goal of the season and equalises for Everton. Amazing. The 4th final home game of the season, the 4th penalty, and Louis Saha has converted it. Louis Saha looking for his 2nd goal of the day against West Ham. And this is a chance, and it's in from Joseph Yobo. Joseph Yobo scores his 1st goal of the season, and right at the start of the second half puts Everton in front. Did well as well to knock it back to Osman. Put away by Neil. Rodwell. Baines. Pienaar, lovely change of direction by Stephen Pienaar. Chance here, and it's turned into the goal by Louis Saha. Well, he got 2 goals for Everton at Upton Park earlier in the season, and he's got 2 goals here today. It was Spector who was completely bamboozled by that, and it was well, he won't get an easier chance, will he?
I thought it was one of our best performances we've had. I thought we played really good football and kept the ball well. West Ham had 1 or 2 chances because they're doing well as well at the moment, and they're a good side. So, you know, I'm pleased with the result.
Everton wrapped up the Premier League campaign at Fulham. Not since 1966 had the Toffees won at Craven Cottage. Alan Ball was the goal-scoring hero that day. Now, 34 years on, it was Leon Osman, as the hoodoo on the banks of the Thames was well and truly laid to rest.
It's been a season for Fulham, which has seen them finish in their highest ever league position. And onside here, it's a goal for Leon Osman. Nobody picked up his run, he was onside. A peach of a pass to find him from Pienaar, who just casually takes it round Mark Schwarzer. Soft goal for Fulham to concede. But a classy finish, nevertheless, from Leon Osman, and Everton take the lead. Really cool finish. And Everton have the lead at Craven Cottage. Osman. He's still going, Leon Osman! Brilliant! Number 2 for Everton, number 2 for Osman, and 3 minutes to go. That probably is 3 points for Everton now. and the perfect way to go in to the FA Cup final on Saturday. All his own work. It's a fine finish beyond Schwarzer to curl it home. And in the sunshine in London, those Everton supporters can celebrate yet another goal and 3 more points, and it looks as though the hoodoo has been vanished.
I thought both the display and the result was excellent. This has always been a hard place for Everton. I think they'll tell me 1966 as we won here, so thank goodness we've got rid of that. But the performance as well, and as well as all that, I think you've got to give credit to Fulham, how well they've done this season. Roy Hodgson, their manager's had an unbelievable year, and I think Fulham players have had a great season, so it was always going to be a hard game.
We were really confident coming into the game. As you said, we've struggled here in the past, but you know that wasn't the case today. We named a strong side. We went about our jobs right, and we felt we deserved the victory.
Finishing 5th in the Premier League table was no mean feat for an Everton side that started the season badly and didn't spend a penny in January. The other managers thought so too, and that's why David Moyes was voted the LMA Manager of the Year for a record 3rd time, a wonderful achievement. No wonder he is so coveted by Everton supporters. The 48th and last match of the season was the FA Cup final at Wembley. Everton had certainly done it the hard way, and if they were to lift the most famous silver pot in club football, they were going to need another top-draw display against their expensively assembled opponents Chelsea. Sadly for the magnificent travelling Toffees, it was just one big challenge too many. The start they got was record-breakingly explosive, but on the day, Chelsea were just too good.
Fellaini in there leaping. Here's a chance for Zaha. What a start! Louis Zaha for Everton. That is incredible. 20 seconds of the game gone, and Louis Zaha scores for Everton. Lampard. Malouda's found plenty of space on that far side. Header! It's the equaliser from Didier Drogba. Didier Drogba gets the equaliser. Lampard, lovely little turn of footing. Oh, what a goal from Frank Lampard! That was absolutely brilliant. Frank Lampard's 100th goal in 5 seasons with Chelsea.
Well, I think for the way the players have performed throughout the season and today as well. Today was really tough for them. We're up against a good side, but there's no doubting that we deserve to be in the cup final. And I think that today they showed that. It was tight. We were beaten by the better team in the end, but we tried to make it as hard as we could for them, and in the end we just weren't quite good enough.
And so the curtain was finally down on a momentous season. David Moyes and his squad of players had once again given the supporters a campaign to be proud of. The manager himself will tell you that finishing 5th in the Premier League and reaching the FA Cup final doesn't add up to tangible success, but it is still a magnificent achievement, and it's most certainly another giant stride in the right direction.
Castillo! Oh, how about that?
Drills one in. What a shot by Mikel Arteta!
Shot from Pina. What a goal!
That away from Fellaini. Cahill, surely it's there. Leon Osman scores for Everton. Joe scores for Everton on his debut.
Oh, it's there, yes!
Louis Zaha turns and gets an absolute cracker. It's scored by Tim Cahill. He's curls it in and he scored. Leighton Baines. Still Gosling shoots and scores for Everton. Dan Gosling's broken the deadlock. Fellaini, Everton's record signing.